I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of the 7 best lower body dumbbell exercises, and this is what it gave me. Over here, I'm gonna provide my rankings on these exercises based on my over 10 years experience actually training people in person. It's AI versus coach. Let's go. In the number 7 spot, ChatGPT has the dumbbell glute bridge / dumbbell hip thrust. I have this exercise ranked at number 7 as well. I agree. I really like this exercise. Obviously fantastic for the glutes, the hamstring, strength in the posterior chain. But when we're talking about loading it with dumbbells, typically one of two things happens. Either you don't have heavy enough dumbbells and it's not very challenging anymore, or you're trying to load up like a 100-pound dumbbell in your lap or like a couple 40s or 50s, and it just gets very uncomfortable. So again, I agree with this spot. It is a great exercise, but it's a loading issue with dumbbells. If we were talking barbells, this would probably be a little bit higher up on the list. But again, I agree with ChatGPT on this one, glute bridge in the number 7 spot. Moving to the number 6 spot, ChatGPT has the dumbbell walking lunge or walking lunges. I have this exercise ranked at number 3. Are you kidding me, ChatGPT? This is one of my go-to exercises for building strength. And if your goal is muscle, we can absolutely fit the walking lunge into a hypertrophy program. But one thing I really love about this exercise, I train a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Walking lunges are very challenging without needing a lot of weight. So when we get 40 plus, I think it's very important to find exercises that don't require a lot of external load. It just seems to be much easier on our joints and we recover faster from those exercises. So that is a huge bonus and a huge reason I love the walking lunge. So wildly disagree with the number 6 spot here. I have that at number 3. In the number 5 spot, ChatGPT has the good old dumbbell goblet squat. I have this exercise ranked at number 4, so we're pretty close on this one. So I love the goblet squat for 2 main reasons. I think it's the single best exercise for teaching proper squat mechanics. So you gotta have the dumbbell held here. You just tend to keep your chest up really nice. You keep that core nice and tight. It just helps clean up really bad squat mechanics. And a quick tip for you guys on this one is elevate your heels on something, especially if you have terrible ankle mobility. It's gonna take care of that. It's gonna allow you to get lower in the squat, which is gonna help you feel your quads and your glutes better, which is what we want from our squats here. The other reason I really like this is as you start to get stronger in this, there's 3 really good variations we can use to make this more difficult so we don't have to try to be holding 120-pound dumbbells, which is really uncomfortable. So we can do 1 1/2 reps, we can do slow eccentrics, and we can do pauses at the bottom, and that makes this exercise much more challenging. So again, we're pretty close on this one, so I somewhat agree with ChatGPT on this one, the 4 and the 5 spots. Heading to the top 4, ChatGPT has step-ups, classic step-ups. I have the step-up rated at number 5. So we're pretty close on this. Now, I do really like this exercise. Great for, again, unilateral, single leg strength. I do love that you can really bias the quad or the glute simply by your torso angle or your shin angle. And I love that you have to control on the way down. The reason I don't do a lot of these is because I really think you need to have a really sturdy bench or a really good set of plyo boxes to do those. I don't have either in my setup here. We're a little limited with equipment here, but I don't love these done on chairs. I think you're asking for a chair to just slide out from under you. So if you are gonna do step-ups, again, great exercise, just make sure it's on a really stable bench or a really stable set of plyo boxes. Here we are, we're at the top 3. Let's get right into this. ChatGPT's number 3 is the Bulgarian split squat. I have this exercise in number 1. This is my favorite exercise of all time, so I definitely disagree with ChatGPT in this 3rd spot. Yes, this is an absolutely brutal exercise. It makes you hate your life, but you get so strong in this exercise so fast. And again, if your goal is muscle, this can absolutely fit into a hypertrophy program. You can get a massive pump and burn in your quads and your glutes and in your inner thigh with this exercise. And as I already stated before, it does not require a lot of load to make it very difficult. And we can add some variations to this as well to make it even worse if you ever wanted it to. But Bulgarian split squat, my number 1 rated lower body dumbbell exercise. Top 2, let's get right into this. ChatGPT has the dumbbell front squats. I have this exercise rated at number 6, right? So we're way off on this one. And this is where I think actually training people in real life and having that experience trumps having all of that crazy knowledge that AI has. Because in theory, it makes sense that we'd be able to load the dumbbell front squat better than like a goblet squat. But again, I go back to, does it teach better mechanics? And for whatever reason, it doesn't. I think the goblet squat just has you keep the chest up, keep the core tight much better. And this with dumbbells just is kind of uncomfortable, and my members and my clients do not love this. If we were talking about kettlebells, this would be a different scenario. It just seems to be easier to hold a double kettlebell front squat versus dumbbells. So that is a huge reason why. I've just got a lot of feedback from people. They actually prefer the goblet squat over a dumbbell front squat, and they just don't love putting the dumbbells up here. It's just really funky. So that is why I have that way down here at number 6, just based on my experience and feedback from my members. Drum roll, please. Time to reveal ChatGPT's #1 rated lower body dumbbell exercise, which is the Romanian deadlift. I think you could figure out where I have this, but I have this exercise rated at number 2. So we obviously both agree that this is a highly rated exercise. It is fantastic for building strength and muscle in the glutes and the hamstrings, just strength in that posterior chain here. It's a pretty safe exercise that we can load up pretty heavy with some dumbbells, or if you don't have very heavy dumbbells, you can use different variations such as single leg variations to make lighter weights more difficult. So again, absolutely fantastic exercise, one I use with my private members and in my group fitness classes all the time. So there we have it, AI versus coach. Definitely some differences in here. I'm gonna always default to Bulgarian split squat on that. I think it's the best exercise for building strength fast. And I definitely disagree with the front squat in the number 2 spot. So with that being said, what is your #1 rated exercise of all time in terms of dumbbells with lower body? And what do you disagree with on this list? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And to continue on with this series of just working out at home with dumbbells, check out this video right here where I go over the 7 best dumbbell exercises for building strength and size in your chest. I'll see you in the next video.